There will be no judging of Cocaine Bear. We're all like that when it comes to what to watch. But luckily, that's where we come in to help. Coming at you this week, one movie in theaters is definitely not for the whole family, and another movie that thankfully is, plus a couple of great streaming series where one is returning after a decade break. And finally, we have even better reasons to catch a little big movie that dominated this past weekend. You know the drill, Fresh family. Rotten Tomatoes has got you covered on this week's What to Watch.
High on cocaine. Out of its mind.
While the title should be enough reason to see it, the true story this horror comedy is based on is even better. Allow me. In 1985, a Georgia black bear consumed a valued $2 million worth of cocaine that had been unloaded mid-flight from a plane being used to traffic the drugs. And along with being directed by Elizabeth Banks, you have a stellar ensemble cast, which includes Kerry Russell, Margot Martindale, the legendary Ray Liotta in one of his final performances, R.I.P., and O'Shea Jackson Jr. and Alden Ehrenreich, who, if this clip is any indication of what we're in for, have some great chemistry.
Alden is the first person I've ever worked with. He winds up into whatever the first line of the scene is. He's getting that engine going, and once it's going, the lawnmower's on, baby.
The lawnmower,
man.
Like
lawnmower
that,
man over here.
Oh, we gotta show Mom. No.
In other hazy white substances that may make you run and scream news, Netflix's adventure comedy We Have a Ghost premieres. Now, if you haven't yet docked into the David Harbour, then this movie might be a good start because the guy is in everything and he never fails to be loved. And so does the rest of the cast. You have Jennifer Coolidge, whose star has never shone brighter, Anthony Mackie, who's a gosh dang superhero, and Tig Notaro, who is always funny. Plus, We Have a Ghost was written and directed by Christopher Landon, who's made a name for himself in the horror biz by co-writing and directing a bunch of hits, like the recent Freaky, a bunch of installments in the Paranormal Activity franchise, and writing 2007's Disturbia. And I want to leave this section on an interesting thought. If ghosts are real, then we definitely all have a ghost, right? Good night.
You need to watch your mouth.
Maybe I am on the wrong team.
We can't be friends anymore.
Spending a second season on the Peacock Playground is the drama series Bel-Air, coming almost exactly 1 year after the Fresh first season premiered. Of course, this is the reimagined version of the 90s sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and was developed from a fan film that caught the attention of the original series star Will Smith. And if that story isn't reason enough to watch this show, I don't know what is. Well, I actually do. It's Jabari Banks. He plays the fictional version of Will Smith in what is his very first acting credit ever. Plus, he's from West Philadelphia, born and raised. You know the rest. But don't take my word for it. Top RT critic Melanie McFarlane from Salon.com credited Banks for making the series work, saying, "He has a lively swagger that emerges more readily as the series goes on."
This is no joke. This is catering.
Now, if you're down for the kind of party that hasn't been thrown in a while, perhaps the return of Party Down on Starz is where you want to be. And while the series does include Paul Rudd as one of its co-creators, the main reason to watch is that you actually can, because it's actually back. Party Down was canceled in 2010 after 2 seasons due to low ratings, despite critical acclaim. But now a 6-episode revival has come 13 years later, with most of the original cast returning, like Adam Scott, Jane Lynch, Ken Marino, Megan Mullally, and others. And if you like to put your trust in the tomato meter, which you should, another major reason to tune in is that all 3 seasons are fresh, including a certified fresh first season, a 100% fresh second season, and a currently 94% fresh third season.
Sorry, Cassie.
And finally, in our catch-up pick of the week, in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania opening weekend, the audience gave us a bunch of new reasons why you may want to catch this in its second week or beyond. The audience score for Quantumania is at a high 84%, with over 5,000 verified audience reviews. Colin M., who gave the film 5 out of 5 stars, said, "Best Marvel installment since Endgame. And it's not even close. Both quality writing plus connection to a broader story, and the most ambitious thing that Marvel has ever done from a VFX perspective." You also have Erica S., who gave the film 4.5 stars out of 5 and said, "Marvel has redeemed itself with this movie. The last few editions really ruined it for me. but this movie was entertaining, funny, and spot on. Alright, hopefully these ideas will be just what you need to unwind and take in a little R&R this weekend. Be sure to let us know what you watched, whether it was on the list or not, and always remember to check in on RottenTomatoes.com for updates on the latest scores and reviews. And until next week, stay fresh.